Okay, in this video, I'm going to continue answering your questions from my Ask Me Anything post. And both of today's questions are going to be music promotion related. Yo, David Morris asks, what are some tools and workflows to promote my music on social media versus just releasing songs to music services? So what David is referring to is, you work all this time on this song, you release it to the world, you go through a distribution company such as like DistroKid, to get it on iTunes and Spotify and all that type of stuff. And it exists, it's live, it's everywhere, but crickets, nothing happens. That's what you should expect when you release music to the world. It's not like the world is just sitting around waiting on some random artist just to release music so everybody can listen to it. It's on us to be the ambassador for our music, to be the evangelist of our music, and really let the world know that, hey, we have this amazing song out here and you need to listen to it, and this is where you can listen to it at. So once our song is available, how can we let people know about it? And specifically in this question, how to promote it on social media. So there's basically two methods of going about this. One is trying to get organic, free traffic, free promotion to your music, and the other one is a paid version of that. So on the free side of things, you could try different strategies such as using like cover songs or remixes to popular songs that are out right now, or maybe songs that are currently trending, or you do something to a song that's already existed, but you do something different with it that's unintended, such as if you play guitar, you could do guitar covers of like really popular rap songs. And so that's allowing people to experience something they already know and love, but in a way they never have before. And so that's not actually promoting whatever the song is you just released, but it's promoting you as an artist, and it's promoting your whole back catalog. So that's something I always remember as you're releasing songs. Anytime someone discovers you for the first time, they're not just checking out whatever that most recent song is. If they really like what you're doing, they're going to go back and see what else you have in your catalog. So with me, new people are constantly discovering my videos on YouTube. They're learning about me for the first time right now. And then if they want to, they got 10 years worth of back catalog videos they can go back and watch. And they do. I still have people to this day who are commenting on like my first ever video on this YouTube channel, which is kind of crazy to think about. Another thing that you can do with social media is try to create viral content. Meaning, how can you create a piece of content it's going to grab people's attention immediately when they see it, and it's going to pique their curiosity. They don't know you. They don't even know you're doing anything music related or any of that. It's just something visually that's like, whoa, what is this? What in the world is going on? And I'll give you one example of that. Pay attention to like other pieces of content that have gone viral and see if you can make sense of it and understand why, and then maybe replicate certain aspects of that. For an example, there's this one technique that some people have used where it's literally the video has a guy with a rope around his neck, and there's a car driving off behind him. And as it's going off, he's singing his song or rapping his song. That's an idea of how you can create some type of viral, potentially viral content to get people's attention and then get them to stay for the good music. And in that same vein, I want to say this. Sometimes artists feel like once they release a song, then they can only make like video posts that use the music video or something like that. And that's all they can promote. Think about this, like your song, you could create so many different types of short form content on social media using your song. If you've gone through like a DistroKid, then the song itself is embedded into the audio library. And so you can add that actual song from the library of an Instagram or a TikTok or whatever, and have that directly in the video itself so people can click on it and see that's the actual song that's being used for that video. There's so much potential as far as different pieces of creative content you could create that feature your song. This could be like montages of like memes. Like let's say your song was talking about having a bad day. Well, you could like just take clips of people having horrible days at work, people getting pissed off at the office, breaking, you know what I'm saying, like keyboards and stuff like that. And then there's your song playing in the background about having a bad day. You get what I'm saying? So think about what are ways that you could create visuals and stuff for social media that the theme of your song or just a phrase of your song would support. And it would pique people's curiosity, like, oh, what song is that? Let me check that out. Now, when it comes to the paid side of things, there's not a whole lot of like services I would recommend. I would be like very weary of anybody who's saying, hey, give me some money, I'll promote your song and I'll get an X amount of plays, because plays is not the metric. Like, we need to be getting like real plays, like real potential fans, like people who are very likely to actually love your music. And plays doesn't mean anything. Like, you could have click farms and get fake views and stuff like that, and that's not what we're after. We're after like real people who actually really are engaging with your music. And so me personally, I don't have like any third-party sources or whatever. I would just say, hey, go pay this individual to promote your music or whatever. What I would say and what I would encourage you to use is the promotional tools that are built into the platforms themselves. So like TikTok has promotion, SoundCloud, you can promote stuff within SoundCloud. YouTube has Google AdSense. You can promote it from Google AdSense or YouTube. And then Facebook has Meta. And so with these platforms, you can actually pick certain parts of your song to promote, and you can like set up like multiple ads if you want to have like an A/B test while you're promoting to see like which one is performing best. And you can play around with like different videos that you're running ads on and stuff like that. But from a paid standpoint, that's primarily the only thing I would really recommend at this time. As far as my own personal experience, the game plan that I know of right now that I'm playing around with is using Facebook like meta ads to promote like a video on Instagram from your artist page, and having that linking to your Spotify, because Spotify is one of the most popular places people are listening to music. But the play there is the game plan, the long-term strategy is to get your song playing well with the algorithm on Spotify, so that Spotify will then start recommending it to other artists that are similar to you. And so that's another aspect too of running ads, is you need to figure out what other artists that are similar to you, and then you can target those people through the ads. So does that make sense? So we're using Facebook ads to target other artists that you're similar to. And then those people, the call to action is to click the song and play it on Spotify. And that is telling Spotify that you as an artist are similar to the other artists that they're fans of. And then that's basically training the algorithm of Spotify to start recommending you to those artists' fans automatically. So long term, you're running the ads to get the algorithm to start picking the stuff up that you're dropping. So once you do release songs or songs you've already released, it's recommending those to other potential fans that are fans of similar artists. And then you also mentioned tools. So like, apart from that, the only thing I can think of tool wise is like maybe a scheduler. If you're wanting to do like batch content and then schedule that content to go out, I would recommend checking out Buffer, Buffer. It's very simple and easy to use, and you can use up to 3 accounts for free with them, 3 different social media accounts. And yeah, so check them out. That's another tool I definitely recommend and use. And Jay Vidal asks, what's your take on releasing singles frequently versus an album as a new rap artist in today's music industry? Pros and cons of both. Very good question. And there's definitely pros and cons to both of them. So like on the album side of things, if you just release a whole album at one time, the benefit there is, you know, you could do like something conceptual, you know, like all the singles or all the songs can flow into each other, and, you know, you can have skits in between them, and it's like a whole experience, you know, it's like from beginning to end. That's a pro. You could also look at that as a con, because not as many people are sitting down and listening to a full album all at one time. And so a con of that is, think about how much time it took you to make that album, and then it all drops at one time. It's all one piece of content. It drops at one time, and then that's it. There's nothing else dropping from you until you release the next whatever, next album, next EP, or you may do singles or whatever. And so the main pro and con to me is just the lack of consistency when you're dropping albums, you know, because it's so easy to forget somebody so quickly. Like even let's say YouTube channels, for an example. If you go and look at all the YouTube channels you're subscribed to, like I'm a heavy YouTube user, right? There's so many channels I'm subscribed to and I don't even see their videos, because if I don't see something from them by a certain amount of time, I quit getting recommended their stuff. you know, and I got to go find them or, you know, remind myself of their content and then go search them out. And I'm subscribed to them. You know what I'm saying? And so that's something to keep in mind when it comes to strategies and stuff like that. If you do singles, you can drop things on a more consistent basis. So you're staying more top of mind. As they say in the marketing world, top of mind is tip of tongue. So like what's in the forefront of your mind is what you're thinking about, obviously, but that's also what you're talking about. And so I would recommend for newer artists to go more the single route, drop singles, and that's going to allow you to have a lot more content coming out on a consistent basis. And I think it's also just giving you more freedom to experiment with sounds, and you don't necessarily feel locked into an album or concept per se. And you could look at that as a pro or a con, but when you're just starting out as an artist and you're trying to build that fan base up, you can go crazy. Like you can make all different types of music and you don't have to be like confounded into one type of aesthetic or like sound. I would also say another pro to dropping singles is the cost. It's cheaper to release a single than it is to release a whole album. So for the whole album, you got to pay for all the beats, all the mixing, all the production, all that type of stuff, the recording, if you're going to a studio, if you have your own studio. So multiply the cost of a single times however many songs that you have. And piggybacking off of my first question I had about marketing and promotion, this is another issue with a lot of artists that are doing albums, is they don't think at all about the marketing and promotion. It's an afterthought. And they prioritize that, if they prioritize it all, last, which also means the finances get allocated to that last, which means typically they spend all their money on making the album and they have no money to promote, run ads or anything like that. And so they got this nice shiny album that no one ever hears. And that's unfortunate, but I'm telling you, it's stupid common. I've been talking about this for so many years where I say marketing and promotion is like kryptonite to rappers. And I'll say it over and over and over again. And I'll still watch them do it over and over. I'll tell the artist this very thing and watch them still do it. And it is what it is. You know, I don't know why, but a lot of artists just want to focus on making art. But to me, my favorite part is, I'm not going to say my favorite part, but I love the marketing and promotion side of things, because that's when you get to see people actually enjoy what you've been working so hard on. You know, it's like, you know, you spend all this time pouring your heart into like making this amazing meal, and you don't get the full satisfaction of it until you can see someone else enjoy it, you know? And to me, that's my favorite part. You know, like anybody who's ever performed live, you get that live when you're performing live and rapping in front of people and you're seeing them respond to what you're doing live. And that's just, it's such a great feeling, you know? And with that being said, I believe they said it's about an average of 100,000 songs that's released every single day on Spotify, about 100,000. And less than like 1% of those gets more than like 100 plays. And so there's no shortage of content out here. Most importantly, what I would say is put out good content, whether that's a single that takes you months to do and you're not able to do it every single month, or if it's the album, you know what I'm saying? But I tend to recommend people go more the single route. Financially, it's more easier to take on. Also, it's getting you in front of people on a consistent basis. And I think that's better, opposed to just dropping something all at one time and then you disappear for 5-6 months to a year. And then whatever momentum you had going, that you had built up from promoting that album, it gets lost because people aren't checking in on you anymore in between those times because you're not dropping content. And so that's the key, I feel like, is you work hard to get the attention, and then you got to keep that attention, and dropping singles on a consistent basis is a part of you keeping that attention and fostering that relationship and continue to build. And that's not to say also that you have to only be dropping songs in between the songs. You know, that's where we continue to create content and things like that as well. So that's something to keep in mind too, is songs isn't the only piece of content that we're releasing into the world as being artists. So keep that in mind. And I still got a few more questions to go through, y'all, so stay tuned. I'll be dropping some more follow-up videos to answer those questions as well. And if you're serious about improving your rap skills, then I have something that you're going to absolutely love, and it's 100% free. It's called the Rap Essentials Bundle, and it includes the #1 fundamental to rapping ebook, bar sheets to map out your flows, 6 practice instrumentals, the CMS gear catalog, 3 free rap courses, plus I'll personally send you my most essential rap tutorials covering all the core techniques that you need to level up your skills fast. And it's all yours for free when you join my mailing list. Just click the link in the video's description below. I'm ColeMize with ColeMizeStudios.com, and always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace.
Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it, kill it.